Hi there folk, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a card today which is from a new company called Craftaddiction. There's a couple of lovely dies that I have already used with this company. So I've bought this lovely wreath, foliage wreath, and there's some florals to go with it. So I've gone ahead and cut it out. Now, I'm not sure if there's a name with this one. No. But if you go to, if you're interested in it, if you go to www.CraftAddictionUK.com, you'll be able to see all the lovely products there. And they're not dear products, they're actually quite reasonably priced. So they're really nice. Oh, I'm going to be using that. So I've gone ahead and cut out this wreath. I've got a 6x6 base, and I'm not quite decided. I was thinking I might just colour it, but I'm not sure. So I've got some of the extra leaves in white and the flowers. So there's various sizes. So there's a tiny small one, which is these. And there's a kind of slightly bigger one, and then there is an even bigger one, which I seem to have cut more out of the other ones than yeah, or actually there's 3 of the bigger ones and then 3 of these even bigger. So there's tiny, small, medium and bigger. So I cut them out in yellow because I thought that's nice and cheery and I'd quite like to do something with that. So just trying to think what I'm going to do. So I haven't taken this out the die set, the die cut, because sometimes I like to colour inside the die cut. So I think I'm going to do that. I'll just bring this mat in. And I'll just get my Ohuhu pens. I am going to look out my watercolour. I've got some nice watercolour pens that I want to look out, but for now I'm just going to use these. So I want to keep it quite light. I don't want it to be too sort of dark looking. So let's just get a wee scrap here on the side, and we can try these colours on it. So that's quite a nice colour. So that one is G284 Pale Green. Obviously I want a sort of contrast in colours. That's quite nice. That is G289 Yellow Green, which is nice. And let's maybe use 3 colours. No, see what there is. Grass green. Let's see what grass green would look like with. It's quite dark. Let's see if there's a sort of slightly lighter colour. This is mint green, G471. No, that's too dark. I think we will go with the grass green, or is there vivid green? Wait till I try. No, we're going to go with the grass green. So that was G483. So that's the 3 colours I'm going to use. So I'm not going to be too precious about what leaves a colour, what colour, and I'm going to just use the big thicker end, the chisel end. So I'm not worrying about this because I'm going to be taking the die cut out, so it won't matter if I go into that side, because I'm not going to be using it like that. I'm going to be taking this out. So I'm just going to go over a few. I'm not doing any kind of blending. I'm just kind of doing bits and bobs at the minute. Right, so that was the first one, was yellow green, which was G289 if you're interested. And then this is G284 Pale Green. And I'm just going to do exactly the same. I'm just going to go over randomly. And it does look an absolute mess at the minute, but it won't look like that when we're done. And then the last colour is going to be grass green, which is G483. We're going to use the thicker side again. So it's obviously the darkest of the two. And I can blend some of these areas as well that are kind of just that I need probably blended. So that's that done. Right, let's just go back in with these colours and kind of blend them in a bit together. I want to just have it suddenly looking like it's a bit of a mess. So just go in with this lighter one again. Just go over some of the bits that kind of blend in together, especially that kind of bit all the way around of the circle. And that's that. And then I can now take this out. Come on, here you come. Coming eventually. That's just a sort of quicker way to do it, I find. I mean, you can obviously take it out and colour it if you want to, but that for me is a good way to do it. And then you end up with that, like that, and you see that will go on there perfectly, it'll fit on there perfectly. Now, I've just noticed there's a couple of wee bits here that haven't quite been coloured, so let's just go over that a little bit just to colour that. There's a couple of bits there and there. I want to try and cover them up. There's a bit there, I think that's it. Oh, that wee bit's not quite done. And then we could go over them again with the other pens too, just to make sure it's all covered and coloured in. Okay, right, so that's that done. Now let me just give this a bit of a wipe with the cloth so it doesn't transfer onto anything else. Right, we'll just actually turn that round, I think. Oh no, we won't. Right, it should be fine. So, popping that onto the front there. Now, what I could do is double it up, cut it in half, and really double it up if I wanted to. I'm not sure about that yet. That's an idea. Right, I've got these other white pieces as well that I could colour in. But if I just lay some of these nice yellow flowers on top, just to get an idea. So there's a fair few, and we can really just stick them round anywhere really. I do think that looks pretty with the yellow. Another one there, and then we've got the tiny wee ones which can go wherever as well. So, that does make a lovely card. Like that, just simply like that. So if we want to add any of these extra, we can. So I'm just going to pop that to the side. Oh, at the minute. And I am going to colour these in. So the last two colours I used, last three, were yellow green, pale green and green grass. Actually grass green. So I'm thinking of a sort of slightly different colour. Now that is very dark, so that's maybe not the one. Let's think of a different light mint green. That's quite bright. Mint green. That was the same one actually, silly me. There's this one. Bronze green. Let's see. That's quite dark, but it's quite nice as well. Bronze green and vivid green. Would that work? Let's see. No, not as much. What about this one, which is deep olive green? It's quite dark. Do you know what? I'm just going to use the one colour. So this colour is G554 bronze green. And I'm just going to go over the whole thing with this. And this just gives an alternative colour. I suppose I could do a few different ones then. Let's see actually first before I decide that I'm actually going to do the whole lot like that, because I might not. It looks quite nice with that. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just stick to it and not complicate things. So I could have kept my piece of card for these to do inside as well, but I actually chucked it away, so could have rescued it back out the bin, but I'm just going to do it like this. There we go, and then just to finish off, there we go. Now I can actually get any of this off with alcohol, antibacterial hand gel, so it's actually fine. Right, so let's put this together. So we've got our 6x6 card base, which is fine. I could have done an extra layer, but I'm not going to. Now what I did want to do actually was actually heat emboss it a bit, just to make it a wee bit more shiny, because we know we can do that with our alcohol pens, and then do some clear embossing over the top. So let's just try that. So I'll get my embossing stuff out, and I'm going to just try that. And I've got my clear embossing powder. So I'm just going to put this into there, and then just go all the way around. Sorry, was out of camera shot there. So just dabbing that into the sticky Versamark like that. All the way around. Just seeing if I've gone all the way around yet. Yes, I have. And I'm going to do these leaves as well. So I'm going to just pop that there. I'm going to do these leaves. I'm not going to do the flowers because they are just paper, coloured paper. I think I don't need to do them. So these are fine now. And then we'll do these as well. ones. And right, so the next thing I want to do is to get our tweezers, put this into here, cover it with clear embossing powder, try and cover all possible, and then take it out. I'll just leave that there because I've got obviously these other things to do, and when I finished heat embossing this I'll come back. Right, so I'm back having done all that, so it's nice and shiny. We can see that, and I'm just ready to assemble now. So I've got my glue here, I've got my trusty tweezers, and I'm just going to pick it up and put a little bit of glue all kind of round that wreath circular part, all the way round. I'm going to dot on some of the leaves, not all of them, because it doesn't have to be completely flat to the card particularly. That's fine, I just need to make sure I've got it on here relatively in the middle, kind of. There we go, and then I just need to lay it down like that. There we go, that looks pretty. Now I've got some of these leaves, some of them didn't work so well with the embossing, but I'm just going to put a few, dot them around as well, and just add a few of them. And then I can probably hide these extra bits with this bit here with a floral flower. So that should be fine there. Let's just make sure that's stuck down. And then we're going to mimic that round to the bottom here a wee bit. Okay, so we're going to go just sort of there. Just hold it down for a few seconds. Oh, don't stick to me though. Let's just put a block on top, that might be helpful. Sometimes that's helpful just to put a block on top. Now I've got a few wee bits of glue here, which I don't really want to have. Oh, of course it's not sticking because of the fact that it's going onto the glossy surface. It's not sticking quite as much, so just keep pushing that down. That's it. And I've got a messy bit there, but I have got my glue rubbers. I got some new ones the other day. Right, so I've got a couple more here, which I'm thinking I might just keep them to this area. I know I planted my put down the flowers all the way round, but might actually do it slightly different this time. See? Oh, turn that round and just keep it more to one side. Just move that up a bit actually slightly. Where's that block here? And I've just got some gluey mess there as well. Hold that down, and then we can do this one here, and then we can cover it with some of these little florals as well. Just pop that like that as well. Right, so as I said, we have 3 tiny whiny ones. There we go. We've got 3 medium-sized ones, which are these 3, slightly bigger ones. Then we've got 3 mediums, which are these, and 3 larger ones. So let's see, how will we do this? So we could have one of them there, and that hides that. One of them there, which hides that as well. So let's just do that. So it just hides that working piece there. That's fine. And hides this as well. Fine. And our last one can just go here. Now, should I probably put that slightly further down? Let's just chop this bit off here, because I don't think we'll see this bit. So if we just get that, grab that, yeah, that's fine. And then grab this little floral. Some really nice dies to work with as well. But have a look on the web page, because they're really nice stuff they've got there. They've got a lot of these slatted dies as well, which are really nice. Right, that looks good. So let's go for the next lot of smaller, slightly smaller ones. So I'm going to go up here to this bit. Oh, I was going to go up there. It's just, that's better. Somewhere where it won't stick to me. So I just think this looks like a really nice fresh card, because it's the colours I've used. Nice fresh sort of summery card. And I'm going to put one over here as well. Just hold that down there, and then we can just sort of infill a bit with these little small ones. So what I might do is just put one there. And then there's these 2 wee pieces that could, one could go there, and this one could go up the top here, like that. There we go. And then these tiny ones. Now, I suppose I could kind of put them in. I was thinking I might just put them round here at this area, because I've got plenty to, oh, come on, stick on, that's better. I think that wee bit in the middle's not come out. Let's get rid of it. Let's put that back down on there, that's better. Oh, don't do that. Right, let's get this smaller one again, another one. They're really dinky, these. Dinky, dinky. Another one at this side. And then we could put one there as well, which might be quite nice. And now all I want to do is look for a sentiment to pop in the middle. So let's see. Let's pop this away now, because we don't need that. Like that. Right, so I've got, I'm thinking not for sentiment right this second. I've got these as well that I want to put onto some of the little flowers, so I want to use quite small ones. Let's see what we've got. got an awful lot of small ones, but I'm sure, well, I've got those, but I don't know what would the orange would look to. No, not putting orange in there. I've got little flowers here as well, aren't they pretty? Let's see if we've got ones that could work. There's those tiny ones that I put on that card the other day. Got this little gems, but we've got these, which are quite nice. They're tiny, these ones are so tiny, but they're a sort of just different colours. The way if you look at them, they're slightly different. Let's just try. Come on, go in the right bit. Yeah, that looks okay. Now I'm going to bring you down a bit because you seem awful far away. So there you go, you can see a bit nearer. So put one on there. They are tiny. Tiny, but they do fit in that little hole just perfectly. They do. So let's put them onto the small ones as well. Oh, don't stick to my fingers. It's because they're so tiny, they just, come on. Right, we need to put 1, 2, 3. 3 more. Way. Doesn't look like it is. Yeah, it is. So small I just can't quite see. Not small. That one looks a bit funny as well. Right, where did that go? Oh, don't know. Still on the paper. And just here. Like that. Right, I promise you I'll look for a wee sentiment now. Come on, in we go. There we go. So that's the tiny little bits there. So let's get a sentiment. So I did get a few new dies and things recently. So let's see, I did cut some bits out last night, but that was just to see what they were like. And I did make my own stencils as well last night, so which was quite good. I did chop this out last night, but I think that that's too, it's not going to work. I think I'm going to have to probably just use a stamp again. So it'll probably just be this stamp again from Altenew, and I think I'm just going to see what one fits in. So I could have Happy Birthday, I could put it down there and up there, I could do it in the middle as well, or I could have Thinking of You, Thank You. Let's see what one might look good. Thinking of You wouldn't quite fit. Let's just do Happy Birthday because there's a couple of folks' birthdays who I know are coming up very, very soon, and I'm sure they would like this card. So I'm going to do it in, inks is the wrong drawer. Still getting used to my inks. So I'm just going to do this one in, what colour? We'll do it in grey. So Happy. Now, let's see if we'll do it on here. I think we could. So let's just see birthday first of all is going to fit in under a happy. It could be like that or like that in between with, yeah, I think we'll go for that. So just there for happy. Okay, and then I'll take that one off and we'll just do birthday, I think here should work. So just into that ink pad and just in between these leaves should work. There we go. That's it. So that's Craft Addiction's lovely wreath, plus some lovely clear embossing powder over the top and some added gems and a sentiment. So thanks so much for watching, hope you enjoyed that, and please take a look at CraftAddictionUK.com and I'll see you soon. Bye!